Did you know M. Dickey made shit besides the U Testament? It's true. He made a lot of fucking wrestling games. Like, a lot of them. And his wrestling games were reasonably popular. They were free, they were available on PC to anyone, and they scratched an itch that a lot of other wrestling games didn't, even if they were mechanically similar to other wrestling games. This is mostly due to the fact that M. Dickey's wrestling games have a persistent universe where other characters and other promotions besides the one you're in are currently doing things. The world does not revolve around you like you're a main character. All the other characters in question can do the same things you do, and they will. Every character in M. Dickey's wrestling games can also be edited right down to the textures on their body, which he actually encourages you to do. His wrestling games are ambitious and unique, but they evolved very, very slowly. Most of his wrestling games were the Wrestling Empire series and most recently Wrestling Evolution. The Wrestling Empire series is seemingly inspired by Nintendo 64 games, and M. Dickey has hinted at this himself, while the Wrestling Revolution game was more inspired by the Fire Pro series. However, M. Dickey has recently, as of early to mid 2017, released Wrestling Revolution 3D, which is what we're going to be looking at. It takes the design of M. Dickey's other wrestling games one step farther, adds an extra layer of polish, drastically reduces load times, and it's just a whole lot of shit you can do, really. And it's also really easy to download. It's only like 64 megabytes. But I maintain that his wrestling games are actually good. They are accessible to a greater audience than other wrestling games due to their lack of complexity. It's very easy to figure out what any given button will do at any time. And the thrill of creating your own wrestler and choosing which contracts and promotions they get into it's really something. To make the most out of Wrestling Revolution 3D's unique features, we're going to start out in wrestling school with a custom character I made called Quota. I designed Quota's face texture myself, and his clothing is all generic stuff that comes with the game, but I think it fits reasonably enough with his face texture. I also actually managed to compose a theme for Quota using my audio-video editor. It's not great, but it's suitable for a corny wrestling theme. So I just want you to remember, I care about this game enough that I went through the fucking effort to compose a really shitty theme song for my custom wrestler. This Let's Play is going to be done in an overview format similar to the Sims 2 Let's Play because the wrestling matches do take quite a long time. And although I will be informative where applicable, the idea behind this game is to really get into your wrestler and get into this whole universe, so it's probably going to end up more like the card games I play than anything else. Now without further ado, let's get into our opening match. Our first match is a training match against this fellow called Show Me the Mummy, which is actually a pretty convincing wrestling name, honestly. He talks shit about how we're the new kid and he doesn't want to have anything to do with us, which will make him a great punching bag and tutorial. Basically, I based Quota around agility and strength, so he attacks really fast and is great at stun-locking the enemy with punches and kicks, and then while they're down, we can either pin them, make them submit, or just throw them as soon as they try and stand back up. I tried to make sure all of Quota's grappling moves were very quick, so there was minimal time for them to be interrupted. Enemies are more likely to stay down for a pin or submission if you throw them down. If you punch them down, they're far less likely. That yellow meter under our stamina is our special meter, and we can use our special whenever the special meter is full simply by grappling and pressing attack. Pretty simple game. We will gain or lose popularity and stats depending on how we perform in a match, which is pretty fucking important because we need high popularity and a lot of wins if we want to get signed. Right now we are not signed and are just leaking money everywhere. Our second match is surprisingly against Show Me the Mummy again, and the characters do remember if you fought them previously and how the match went. You can actually develop a relationship with the characters this way, and it can be either positive or negative. In this case, it's quite negative. In spite of Show Me the Mummy's trash talking, he seems like a big fucking pussy who goes down just as easy until Crucial Kennedy interrupts the match rather rudely while we're in the middle of pinning Show Me the Mummy. Crucial Kennedy shows up to fight Show Me the Mummy for us, which we don't want. We want to take him down. We do keep Crucial Kennedy away long enough to win ourselves, but Show Me the Mummy's a little whiny pussy, so he's going to complain that we had Crucial Kennedy's help, even though we didn't fucking ask for it. And as a result of Crucial Kennedy's interference, we're not going to gain any popularity from this match, which also blows, because that means winning this match will not help us get signed. Crucial Kennedy got what he wanted though, his popularity increased, and he's probably trying to build up to something unrelated to what we're doing, which just makes him a huge asshole for wrecking our day, and ruining our chances of getting paid. Our third match is, again, against Show Me the Mummy, but this time he has a manager. Alright, let's see that sweet intro I made. It's absolutely fucking brilliant, I know. So I'm not sure what the fuck Show Me having a manager means for his career in general, but it does mean his manager joins him in the match, not as a combatant, but he just kinda hangs around at the ringside. I assume giving advice, but sometimes he throws shit for no reason. Surprisingly, Show Me does not have anything to say this time, so we can just get straight to wrecking his shit. He's not exactly a challenge in any way, but he's letting us establish a really good win streak, which is important. We'll be able to sign up pretty quickly like this. The same tactic that worked every other time is working fine here. Just grab him when he tries to stand up and then pin him. No problem. In the papers, we get a notification telling us that our progress is being hindered by wrestling school, which is good, because that means we're doing so well that we're going to leave soon, ideally. Our next match is a one-on-one against a guy named Cute, which, that's fine. You can name yourself whatever the fuck you want. I don't care. And Quota's actually the one doing the pre-ring trash talk this time, calling out Show Me the Mummy, which seems like a low blow after we already beat him up 3 times, but I guess he was a bitch to us at first, so maybe he deserves it. This all has absolutely nothing to do with Cute, though. Cute does not seem any reasonably more difficult than Show Me was. Now, each wrestler does have their own strengths and weaknesses, so we've just been having it pretty easy so far. We'll run into real trouble when we get into someone with a high skill stat, which you'll see shortly, I hope. If you're curious, the reason there's a different referee is because there are sometimes guest referees when the other referee can't make it to the match, which is fine. Doesn't really affect anything unless the referee was paid off, which can happen, and it can happen against you, not just for you. Either way, we win the match very easily, as we have won every match so far, but that is about to change. Our first pay-per-view match, the big times, is against Coach Emerson, who owns the fucking wrestling school, Jesus. This match is different because this is a best-of-3 pinfalls match, which I think is pretty self-explanatory. It's like best-of-3 rock, paper, scissors, but we're doing it with pins instead. And while I completely expected for Quota to have an advantage over Emerson simply because our attacks are so fast, he proved me wrong. He is much more skilled than we are, which means he can easily do things like interrupt our attacks and even our grapples. He can just straight up grab us out of our combo, which is no good, and his submissions take fucking forever to get out of. The match starts going real shit-shaped for us real fast, so I start resorting to jumping on him from above, which sometimes works. But the most important thing to winning this match right now is take pot shots at him wherever possible and then run the hell away, because we cannot take him one-on-one. I've learned this from experience. Quota is not good enough. Our wrestler just flat out isn't good enough to take him head on, so we have to play smarter. Eventually, we get his stamina down to around Quota's level, and we do this entirely with cheap shots, just by using our agility against him, attacking so quickly he really can't do anything about it, or jumping on him from above, where it's very hard to get a reversal. If we continue trying to fight him one-on-one as we did with Show Me the Mummy and Cute, we definitely would have lost in very short order. But we do win, and as a result we get bragging rights for winning 5 weeks straight. And that's good. That's very good for us. It's good for our reputation, it's good for our future. I don't know why Quota thinks we're on top when we're still in wrestling school, but that was the first challenging match so far. Immediately after the match is over, we get asked by Americana if we would like to take him in a one-on-one match, and I said sure, without considering why he might want to do this, that he may have ulterior motives. So I just said sure, okay, I'll do that. I mean, he seemed polite enough about it. Our next match is against a guy named Ray Scarlett, and I wish I could tell you something interesting about him, but his only interesting quality is that he tries to bribe us before the match starts. He says he'll throw the match and give us $3,000 in return, but losing the match is not going to help us get signed. We need long-term money, not short-term money, so I tell him to fuck off. And then Ray Scarlett proceeds to lose quicker than anyone else we have fought so far, quicker than anybody else, and it's frankly embarrassing for him. No wonder he was trying to pay us. Our next match against a guy named Never Saint goes pretty much the same way, except we brag before the match about winning 6 weeks in a row and how we're undefeatable. Which, yeah, I think it's about time we left wrestling school. But strangely, right before our next match against Americana, the referee for our match, Broke, has formed a team with him. I'm sure that won't affect this in any way. Okay, so it turns out it fucked us over pretty bad, because even though we were clearly winning immensely, the ref did a slow count every time we attempted to pin, as the ref is working with Americana now. This means that even though we were dominating Americana in every conceivable fashion, we didn't win the match because the ref was crooked. That can happen. I agreed to a rematch, which was stupid. Because I wanted to kick his ass. And our very next match is that rematch against Americana. It's a one-on-one War Games match, which means there are 2 rings for some reason, even though the action is only going to be taking place in one, because there are only 2 wrestlers. Seems like a waste of a War Games match to me. Americana tries to convince us to bet money on this match. He says we give him $2,000 if he wins. And you know what? I said yes, because I was certain I was going to win. And if I didn't win, you know, Quota would get a tie. Because we are a better wrestler than Americana. We know this. Unfortunately, apparently someone doesn't understand what a tie is, because nobody wins, and yet Americana claims that he won and we have to pay him the money, which we promptly do, for some reason. You may be wondering why I didn't try a submission on Americana, and that's because Americana in particular is incredibly good at getting out of submissions but not pins. What's even worse is that we were injured and had to take a week to recover, but thankfully nothing was scheduled for that week. In the middle of our time off to heal our injury, Ray Scarlett shows up with his new partner. We fought Ray Scarlett before, and Ray Scarlett asks us, do you want to be a heel? And frankly, yes. You know, I started as a face, but Quota is tired of this shit. We have won so many matches in a row, and the only 2 matches we lost were fucking rigged. We deserve to get signed, and if the fans don't want us, then we're gonna turn into a heel and piss all over them. And then immediately after we turn heel, someone offers to sign us. So that's how it is it? That's how this business fucking works. He wants us to sign with Maple Leaf Grappling. And it really depends on how much money there is in it. For example, it can't be less than our living expenses, and it isn't. We also get creative freedom, which is good, because I went through the effort to compose that shitty theme song, you know? So we're gonna sign this contract. Kinda sucks we don't get health insurance, but you know, we'll take what we can get. We were making approximately negative a bunch of money before, so... Alright, so we're injured and Quota needs to rest. I'll see you guys next time for our first match at Maple Leaf Grappling.